Hi, today is May 3rd, 2024. I've got my Impossible Burger shirt. This is ketchup or mustard, I guess, spewing out. I don't know. Anyway, here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 684 for the year, Cute But Rude. The sparrow was perched on a garbage can, but when I tried to take a picture, instead of posing, they hopped off the can and hopped toward me and kept looking at me. Note, I don't know how to identify the gender identity of a sparrow, so today I'm just going to go with they. The sparrow looked right at me and was like, "Did you ask for permission to take my picture, motherfucker?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, no." Then they were like, "Well, how about you give me some food then? Do you think I was hanging out on the garbage can because I think it's a pleasant place to perch?" I didn't have any food, but I took a picture anyway, and they were like, "You know what? Go fuck yourself," and then they flew off. I guess I felt a little guilty, but I didn't feel that bad, as the bird was a bit abusive. Cute as fuck, but a little rude. Then again, I guess I was rude too. Poem number 685. Beautiful song. It was the birthday of the person who had given them the greatest gift that they had ever received, and they heard the sound of themselves singing a beautiful birthday song. It was such a beautiful song that they couldn't actually sing it, but they could hear it loud and clearly in their heart, and they could feel it in their heart as if it was about to burst out of their chest, the way that baby alien burst out of the belly of that guy in the movie Alien. Except instead of a baby alien, this was a song so beautiful that perhaps it could never actually burst out in its actual incredibly beautiful form, because the song was more of a platonic ideal than a song that could possibly exist in reality. Hopefully the song would come out in other ways, not like in baby aliens bursting out of the belly kind of ways, but in other ways. Instead of bursting or bursting into song, they said, "Happy birthday to you, and thank you so much forever," and left it at that. Poem number 686, The Good Old Days. When I was younger, I used to feel sorry for older people who missed the good old days. Now that I am older, I feel sorry for people my age who miss the good old days. Poem number 687. I don't have a title. What am I going to call it? I don't know. He didn't want to admit it, but once again he had to, because they were right and he was wrong. He wished he hadn't been so stubborn and so certain that he was right. He wished that at the time of the disagreement he had remembered how often he had been wrong in the past, and that in that moment he could have considered the possibility that he might be wrong again. And of course, he could have considered it at the time, but he didn't. And now here he was, having to apologize and having to admit to them that he was wrong. He wanted to kick himself, or slap himself, or scream at himself, or grab himself by the shoulders and shake some sense into himself, but it was too late for any of that. None of that would help him now. All he could do was apologize and make amends. The only moment in which he could ever do anything was this moment, and he vowed to do the best he could with this moment that he had, and with all of the moments that he would have in the future. I think that one's going to be called The Only Moment. That makes sense, right? Right? And last poem of the day, poem number 688, Come Slow. She was thinking it was going to come slow today, like how sometimes it would take her a long time to come. And she thought about when it would take a long time to come. Those were often the better and or more powerful orgasms. But she didn't think that what was going to come slow today was necessarily going to be better or more powerful. It was just going to be slow, and she was going to have to be patient. It wasn't an instance of good things come to those who wait, because she didn't know if it was going to be good. All she knew was that it was going to come slow. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you. Thank you. Really.